Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Kim Miller begins now.
Good evening, everyone. First tonight, the New Zealand and Australian governments have agreed to implement quarantine-free travel, with the first flights between the two nations landing on April 19. It will see international flights touch down again in Hobart, bringing hundreds of tourists a week into the state.
A final boarding call. The Trans-Tasman travel bubble is set for takeoff.
I can confirm that quarantine-free travel between New Zealand and Australia will commence in just under 2 weeks' time, from 11:59 p.m. Sunday, April 18.
This is an important first step. Australia and New Zealand have led the way when it comes to managing COVID.
No promises the border will stay open if there are outbreaks, but our Tasman neighbours will look only to shut off specific cities.
Look, I think over the last few months we saw some decisions on both sides of the Tasman that didn't always make a lot of sense. What the Prime Minister of New Zealand has signalled today seems to be quite sensible.
Certainty now for the proposed flights between Auckland and Hobart, originally due to begin in January. Air New Zealand is expected to announce in the coming days they will start by the end of the month. With the extensions done, final preparations begin at Hobart Airport as it awaits its first international commercial flights in around 30 years.
We've been working very closely with Border Force and we expect those approvals to come within days. We can be ready for those flights when they arrive.
I expect Tasmania will see a boom in tourism from this opening of our bubble with New Zealand.
It reopens us up to a new untapped market of visitors who have previously probably been very interested in coming to Tasmania because we offer many of the same things that New Zealanders are very interested in: walking, outdoor experiences, great food and wine.
Both chasing the same tourist dollars. Tasmania is now in direct competition with the land of the long white cloud.
I do think our brand has held up very well. I do think that mainland Australians still want to come here to Tasmania, and I also do think that New Zealanders want to come here as well.
Clearly there's going to be travel happening in the various directions. So, New Zealand's going to lose some of the domestic tourism it's been enjoying with people getting on planes and going to Australia.
The bubble, something Kiwi expats have long been waiting for, to travel home.
I haven't been home in just over like a year and a half. I didn't think I'd be here this long without being home, so this is exciting.
Tasmania's airports were the site of many emotional reunions last year as state borders opened. As we take the first step towards international travel and New Zealanders are allowed to come and visit their family and friends here, we'll be seeing a few more tears of joy. Josh Duggan, 7 Tasmania News.
Labor has unveiled its plan to make household solar panels more affordable as the state election promises continue to roll out. Meanwhile, the far south played host to the Liberals, where they announced a tourism overhaul and the second tranche of its health cash splash.
Testing the water.
Very warm.
The Liberals hoping to make a splash with the funding package for the far south as part of its election campaign, promising a $3 million overhaul to the Hastings Cave thermal pool.
Here in the far south, this is the jewel in the crown. What this is going to do is actually ensure that it shines even brighter.
Also pledging $430,000 to rebuild the Port Esperance Sailing Club after it burnt down, alongside $3 million for Cockle Creek upgrades.
It'll just allow more people to get here, access the facilities. It's just great for tourism all around.
The Premier continuing on the campaign trail at Kingston, announcing his Southern Health package.
With the first stage of the Kingston Health Centre now complete, I'm pleased to confirm that if re-elected, we will invest a further $30 million to deliver the second stage.
And committing $200 million for stage 2 of the Royal Hobart Hospital redevelopment. But he's again facing criticism over why it's taken so long.
Tasmanians are savvy enough, I think, to see through these promises because they know. We've had a Liberal government for the past 7 years and the health system's gone backwards.
Meanwhile, Labor announcing it will establish a $20 million loans program to help people invest up to $15,000 of renewable energy for their home, helping people like Glenorchy resident Mick Heatley. After installing his own panels, Mick's last power bill was $84 in credit. He's now encouraging others to make the switch.
Panels have over 4.5 years has saved me thousands of dollars, and I recommend anybody else who's thinking of it to do it straight away.
This is a program that would assist in the very least about 1,300 Tasmanian households to put solar panels on their roof and to install battery technology.
Saying the plan will help around 1,300 households.
And Meg joins us now with some breaking news from within the Labor Party. Good evening, Meg. Now, it sounds like there's been a resolution to its candidate crisis.
That's right, Kim. Leader Rebecca White has just informed us Dean Winter will be running for Franklin in the state election. It comes after a week of political infighting in the party after the popular Kingborough mayor was snubbed for a spot on its ticket. The fallout has snowballed over the past 2 weeks, labelled a disaster by political experts. It's also derailed Labor's election campaign, stealing focus from its announcements. Yesterday, Rebecca White said the issue had dragged on too long, writing to Labor's national executive this morning, formally asking it to endorse Dean Winter. It finally agreed just hours ago, but now he faces additional pressure to secure votes for the party.
There's a lot of pressure, yeah. Look, I understand, look, it's one of those things because of the 10 days, I suppose, have been built up as being someone who can secure votes. All I want to do is serve the people of Franklin to the best of my ability.
Dean has a very high profile already. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about Dean, even if they've never knew him before the past 2 weeks. But I am confident with this ticket we can win 3 seats in Franklin.
Now, she had originally said the party wouldn't be running more than 5 candidates to give it a better chance. But Kim, I'm sure it's an issue Labor is happy to finally see resolved, although it is unclear whether the drama will have a lasting impact on its campaign.
OK, thank you very much, Meg. To other news, and Tasmania Police is pleading with drivers to slow down after 600 motorists were hit with speeding fines over the holiday break. As the Easter Operation Crossroads comes to an end, authorities were left disappointed by the number of infringement notices issued. 62 people were charged with drug or drink driving, 35 for using their mobile phone and 38 for inattention. There was also 1 fatality and 3 serious injuries. More than 100 crew on board Australia's Antarctic icebreaker have been left shaken but uninjured after fire broke out in the vessel's engine room. The blaze was detected around 2 p.m. yesterday and was quickly contained and extinguished. The MPV Everest was 5 days into the 14-day voyage back to Hobart following a resupply mission to Davis and Mawson stations.
There's still some way to go for the vessel to ensure that the crew and the expeditioners can make their way home safely in a environment that is still, or a situation that is still very much live.
This has been a challenging situation for them, potentially traumatic. There is no template for how people will respond, but what is important is that we have good resources in place to support those that do require some assistance.
The cause of the fire is still being investigated. The Everest was meant to dock in Hobart in mid-April, but a new plan is now being worked out. They can spend as much time on 2 wheels as 4 and push speeds of 90 kilometres an hour. Now, what's known as side-by-side racing is gathering more pace, joining a Tasmanian off-road racing calendar on a permanent basis.
Here's a fun way to turn the soil. High-powered buggies burn through pristine paddocks in side-by-side racing. Easy on your own, but traffic can soon become seriously tight.
Very close, very tight. We try and make our tracks a little bit wider in the corners to allow these guys some opportunities to pass, but it just makes for some good spectacle.
With a trial of the format given the thumbs up, it's now dug into the Tasmanian Enduro Racing Club's full schedule. Perfect timing with the format's national championship coming to St Helens in August as the local scene heats up.
There's not a lot of opportunity for them to actually go out and have a controlled race environment, so we thought that why not try and include them within our club.
Top driver Matt Riley tore up the untouched track at Calder, south of Wynyard today, ahead of this weekend's competition. His only rule was don't roll.
We have had a couple roll. Luckily, we have all the safety measures in place, window nets.
The top of the range machines will set you back up to 40 grand, and by the end of the day, they've pretty well ploughed the whole field. Well, tell us, Matt, how was that?
That was great fun. Nice, free-flowing track, plenty of passing. It's going to be awesome.
Nearly lost it though.
Yeah, no, it was just a bit of fun.
Tate Young's too young to race the side-by-sides just yet. He's sticking to two wheels this weekend.
Do lots of riding during the weeks and after school, ride as much as I can.
Tom Johnson, 7 Tasmania News.
A Hobart man has had to play it cool after discovering he won almost $1 million while at work. The man bought a lotto ticket from the West End News Agency in Hobart and was one of 6 First Division winners across the nation. The lucky winner plans to pay off his mortgage, renovate his house and go on a few holidays.
Tasmania's Sheffield Shield season has ended on a high. The Tigers managing to bowl out Western Australia at the Wacker just under an hour ago to claim a 175-run win. Sam Rainbird was productive with the ball, claiming the wickets of Cameron Green, Cameron Bancroft and Mitch Marsh. His 4th scout for the innings would end WA's push for a draw. Tasmania ends its season 4th on the table with 2 wins, 3 draws and 3 losses. The Tigers and Warriors face off in their last one-day cup game for the season on Thursday. Launceston mountain biker Sam Fox has taken out the Northern Territory's annual Easter in the Alice. In his first year competing, Fox took the leader's jersey early after winning the first stage, and he retained it for the entire event, taking out the overall classification by 1 minute and 46 seconds. It's kept Fox's purple patch running after he won the National Under-23 XCO title at Medina earlier this month. Tasmania has risen to the top in the National Underwater Hockey Championships. Our elite open side had a 6-0 win to claim gold in Hobart this afternoon. Also winners, our elite women's team, also wearing gold after defeating Victoria 3-1. Underwater hockey players use small 30-centimetre sticks to hit the puck along the bottom of the pool.
Good evening. 24 at Cressy was the warmest today as our run of acceptable weather continued. Hobart and Burnie 19, Launceston 23 and Devonport 20. Bushy Park recorded 23, Grove and Smithton 21, Low Head and Flinders Island 20, Lyre-Weenie and King Island 19, Strawn a high of 17. Mostly clear skies over us today, a patch or two of cloud over the north and east, a bit swinging by the southwest coast. An active trough just off the Queensland coast has produced all the cloud there. Low cloud is over southeast Victoria, while the rest of the country is cloud-free. Tropical cyclone Seroja active off Western Australia. Tomorrow the highs consolidate over the Tasman Sea. The trough persists near Queensland. A cold front moves over the Bight and the lows continue over the northwest of the nation. Winds will tend northeast-northwesterly at 10 to 20 knots tomorrow during the afternoon, but remaining variable over the north. Hobart, fine, clear, sunny, 23. 23 for Geeveston, sunny for Bothwell and 24. Launceston fine as well, 23 the top, Devonport 20 and 24 for Cressy. Fine but partly cloudy and 19 for Burnie. Strawn 20, 21 the high for Curry. St Helens expecting 22 and mostly sunny conditions tomorrow. Swansea 23, 22 the top for Orford. Things all change on Thursday though. Light showers develop in the west and extend statewide in the evening. Fine weather over the north on Friday as a few showers continue elsewhere before waning by evening, and showers possible again on Saturday as the winds freshen and snow settles to 800 metres in the west and south. Fine for Perth tomorrow. Sunny in Adelaide, early cloud and 22 in Melbourne. A few showers for Canberra, Sydney and Brisbane. Mostly clear. Hobart 16, Launceston 16 right now and Devonport 15 degrees. Now Kim, I know at my age my memory isn't as good as it could be, but you'd have to go back a long way to find Easter weather as good as what we've just experienced. And Hobart's 32.3 degrees, a new April record in my living memory as well.
Which is a very long time. Thank you, Murph. That's all we have time for tonight. Enjoy your evening. For now, good night.